Hello, good afternoon, dear learners. I am Mr. Sudhanshu Sekhar Panda, Assistant Professor in History. Today, I presented a video lecture on the topic Introduction to Archaeology on our paper PHI 104, that is the basic principles and methods in archaeology. So, students, archaeology, why we study about the archaeology? Archaeology is so far as the definition is concerned, archaeology is the scientific study of past through material culture, and it reconstructs the past through physical evidence where records are missing. Distinct from history based on the relics, however, written records, but archaeology played a crucial role on missing records based on the excavation, exploration, dating methods, and so on. It examines artifacts, monuments, and landscapes over cultural, social, and economic life of early humans period. It also covers the preserving of cultural heritage and protecting historical monuments, and played a most crucial role to study about the ancient civilizations. From starting, we can talk about the Egypt civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, Indus Valley civilizations, etc. Besides that, it forms the foundation of our understanding human civilization, connecting the past with the present. So next, we talk about the beginnings of archaeology, how archaeology evolved in Europe. First, it is evolved in Europe. It goes back to the antiquarianism, it goes back to the Renaissance period, where curiously, most of the people, there was a certain amount and collectors, they were trying to collect the antiquities, that is coins, objects and monuments. The practice of antiquarianism emerged, focusing on collecting and cataloging relics from Greek and Roman civilizations. However, the cabinets of curiosity, private collections, that is we call the Underkamen, merged natural and man-made artifacts, inspiring formal museology. Then the early excavations. There are early excavations in 18th century, particularly from Italy, notably at Herculaneum and Pompeii. If you go to visit Italy, even today, the remains of Pompeii still existed, which is transition from looting to research. Now, we study about what is archaeology. So far as the definition is concerned, we have already mentioned that archaeology is the systematic study of past events of human life and culture through the recovery and analysis of material remains such as artifacts, cultures, biofacts. So what is the scope? What is the importance and scope of archaeology? While studying the past matters, there are certain importance of archaeology. It divided, so far as the period of history is concerned, starting from prehistory, that is from Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, Neolithic period. Archaeology preserves tangible links to ancient civilizations, fostering national and global identity. What is the educational value? It promotes the critical thinking, historical awareness, and scientific and literary across the disciplines. It also has political and ethical relevance. It forms debates on heritage, preservation, representation of artifacts, and identify the politics. Now, the foundation of ASI, the Archaeological Survey of India. Remember that it is the first institution which tried its best to collecting the preserving of monuments, coins, inscriptions, and excavations methods. So, Alexander Cunningham, he is the first Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, or you can say the founder of ASI. In 1861, systematically document the Indian antiquities. So, Alexander Cunningham, he led the surveys across the North India. He marched towards the North India, mapping many Buddhist sites like Tokesila, Nalanda, and discovered many inscriptions. What is his legacy and critique? He praised for pioneering documentation, but critique for the privileging classical monuments over folk or tribal sites. Besides that, during that period, many archaeological sites, many Buddhist sites including Tokesila, Nalanda, and many inscriptions were discovered for first time during her period. Now, let us come to the point, the evolving discipline, how archaeology emerged as a discipline. So, goes back to the 1960. In Europe, Lewis Binford's new archaeology movement, he started a new archaeology movement. However, during the period of Sir Mortimer Wheeler, another Deputy Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, he used the method of stratigraphy, scientific study of stratigraphy. What is stratigraphy? You know, stratigraphy is the study about the soil layers, the particles, the soil layers. Then radiocarbon dating. He is the first person who tried his best on the basis of radiocarbon dating. Now, analysis of radiocarbon dating, which helps us to find a proper date of an antiquities or an object. And another archaeologist, John S.C. McEmore, archaeology, he said that archaeology is an ever continuing conversation about the past. So, during the period of Sir Mortimer Wheeler, he says that archaeologists discover people, not things. During his period also, he maintained a systematic records of Indus Valley civilization. Now, we come to the scope of archaeology, human history and evolution. What is the scope of archaeology? It covers human history from earliest Paleolithic tools to historical periods. You know, during the Paleolithic period, there are many types of tools. The earliest people, they use the tools for hunting, for food gathering, and for daily use purposes. Then after that, the Mesolithic period, the tool shape and types became developed. During the Neolithic period, the agricultural development, agricultural production also developed. So with the due course of time, the human use of the stone tools of technology became enhanced. Besides that, it reveals the human evolution through artifacts, burials and settlements. It shows the transition from stone tools, metallurgy and architecture. Next, the prehistoric archaeology, the time before writing. During that period, prehistory, time before the written records, in India, it extends back to more than 1.5 million years. It divided into three phases: Lower Paleolithic, Middle Paleolithic and Upper Paleolithic. After that, the Mesolithic period again divided into three phases: Early Mesolithic, Middle Mesolithic, Later Mesolithic. Then becomes the Neolithic period. It marked by the tool making improvements and microlithic innovation. Now, proto-history, bridging the gap. It is that period, transition phase between the prehistory and history. India, especially the Harappan script, that is, you know, the Bustropedon style of writing, the Indus Valley civilization, their glorious achievement, their drainage system, their town planning, everything, including the Vedic oral traditions, coexist. It covers 3500 BCE to 300 BCE. It includes the Neolithic culture, the Indus Valley civilization, the Chalcolithic period, and the Iron Age cultures. Now, come to the point, excavation and analysis of sites. So, in archaeology, there is a term excavation. So, why excavation? What is excavation? Excavation means to insecure the documents of a proper documents from a soil or from any digging type of sites, to recover any type of artifacts with proper scientific analysis and documentation. A systematic removal of soil layers to reveal ancient remains or past societies. Use of drones today, use of drones, GPR technology, LIDARs for mapping the subsurface features. Stratigraphy, another term of stratigraphy. What is stratigraphy? The study of soil layers. Stratigraphy establishes the relative chronology. Besides that, the radiocarbon dating, there is a institute, that is the BSIP, the Birbal Sahani Institute of Paleobotany, Lucknow. That is the, wherever you digging a site, any type of plant remains or any type of related to the botanical remains discovered, then it will be hand over to the BSIP Lucknow. Then they will give the proper date. So the radiocarbon dating, absolute times. How about the material culture studies? Focus on the artifact like tools, pottery, jewelry, artifacts. So the trade and cultural exchange between the Indus Valley civilization and other European countries. However, for example, like lapis lazuli, there is a beautiful trade called lapis lazuli, which is excavated from Afghanistan. There is a trade relationship between the Afghanistan and Indus Valley region. Then the techniques of interpretation, recite isotopic analysis, determine the material origins, experimental archaeology, reconstruct ancient techniques, artifact reveal beliefs, identities and social practice. Now comes the environmental archaeology. What is environmental archaeology? It studies the human environment relation in the past. What are the animals they used, what type of plants they used, for the what type of, especially in the field of agriculture, diet, environmental impact of societies, etc. Now another sub-disciplines and summary. There are three sub-disciplines of archaeology, most importantly the underwater archaeology. You already found that in Mahabharata there is a mentioned city of Dwaraka of Sri Krishna, which is found in Gujarat. The excavator is S.R. Rao, and in that particular underwater archaeology studies submerged cities and shipwrecks. Ethnoarchaeology, another field which use living cultures to interpret material remains. So archaeology finally enriches the understanding of human diversity and shared history. So thank you very much, dear learners. So in this, I hope you all learn about the introduction of fundamentals of archaeology. Thank you.